women in India are majorly in the agriculture sector. So if you take the whole of India, then more than 71% of the women are working as agriculture laborers. And if you take the rural areas, then 82% women are in the agriculture sector and majorly working as agricultural laborers. That means women are doing most of the work on the land, from sowing, weeding, harvesting, carrying, carrying in several ways, carrying the harvest, carrying the compost, carrying the cow dung, and so much of labor is done by women. But what do they get in returns is the big question. So it is a well-known fact that women don't have land. Only about 5% of the land that is cultivated is in the less than 5% of the land that is cultivated is in the hands of the women. But even worse than that is the underpayment and non-payment of women in agriculture. Now the agriculture of women provides the food, and it is a known fact that when the agriculture shifts from food crops to commercial crops, then women are shifted out of that agriculture. So the major food production is done by women. And if you see the total agriculture output, then 60% of the work is done by women. Only 40% is done by men. These are international studies. These are not my figures. But if you take the kind of payment they get and the kind of underpayment, then you should realize that this underpayment is the subsidy that women offer to food production. So a woman works one whole day in agriculture, and the minimum wage of the country is about 100 rupees on an average, you can take. But she gets 40 rupees a day. So if a woman works for one day in agriculture, she is subsidizing food production to 60 rupees. So if you do the calculation for the whole economy, for the whole country, then per annum the subsidy that women provide to the whole country for food production is 1 lakh crore rupees. So that means that because of women, the economy is getting a profit of 1 lakh crores only in food production, and that means only about 3 months of the year in which they are engaged in food production. Then the rest of the time they are actually engaged in other low paying jobs like collecting minor forest produce, processing it and selling it, looking after the family and the community, collecting firewood, and all that is not paid. So if you take the whole thing, then the actual subsidy that women give to the economy is something like 2.5 lakh crores. This is more than the 3G scam, and this is the whole issue. That women, because of women's work, silent, unpaid, underpaid work, the whole economy of the country, people like you and me, who are actually the consumers, are benefiting to the tune of 2.5 crores. But what are women getting out of it? If you ask the economists, they are saying we are subsidizing through ICDS, we are subsidizing through old age pension, we are subsidizing in so many other ways. But actually this subsidy is less than 5% of the subsidy that women give to the whole economy. And if you see the indicators, what is the impact of all this? The impact of all this is women are undernourished, women are illiterate, so the country and the community is not even ready to make the investment to educate the women. That they should spend 10 years or 8 years in school. Even that economic investment is not made in women. Right from the age of 4 or 5, they are working with their mothers. Then, so the whole issue of, this kind of de-recognition of the women's contribution to the economy leads to them being landless, leads to them being totally disempowered, and leads to them being completely behind the culture of silence, where they're completely ignorant of their rights and their condition to accepting their laws, their condition, their situation without any question. The other thing is that while the country is exploiting women to the hilt, the society is exploiting women to the hilt, the major profits are going to the corporates, are going to the companies. So here is a situation where we elect a democratic government, a so-called democratic government, but it is working in the interest of the market forces. So if we see just in terms of tax rebates, corporates get more than 2 lakh crores a year. On the other hand, we find that women are subsidizing the economy in food production only to 2 lakh crores. So we can say actually the subsidy provided to the women is going to the corporates. The other question that comes to mind is, okay, we've had 21 years of liberalization, and that should lead to development, that should lead to employment, job creation. What is the job creation? 92% of the whole population, not just women, are in the unorganized sector. And more and more women are pushed into further, marginal laborers, casual labor, and into agriculture. There's a feminization of agriculture, and the actual wages of women is going down and down. So these are the issues, and how do women fight back? One of the questions that was raised by Sumani, who's a women leader, is one of the most pertinent questions. You have the FRA, and you have other provisions whereby you can give land to the women and to communities. But when communities ask for land, they have to run to the SDLC, they have to run to the Tehsildar, they have to run to the RI, they have to run to the collector, and even then it will take them something like 6 years to even get their applications accepted. But when, and that is an application for 4 acres, 2 acres, 3 acres of land, just homestead land, which is like 4 decimals. But when a company wants 1,000 acres of land, you have people running the other way. All the officers run to the site, from the collector to the secretary to the chief minister, come and visit the site of the project of the company, and they're given thousands of acres of land within no time at all. So this is the essential disparity that we are questioning in this whole workshop, and we are trying to mainstream the women's struggle for their rights and the way they are being denied their rights. So this is what the whole thing is about.